Good morning, Mr. Hutchins.
Good morning. Pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yes, it's beautiful.
The soft fog in the valley and then the incredible sunrise every morning. It's been beautiful here, so beautiful, and it's going to be hard to leave this place.
Yeah.
The world is an amazing place, and this is a touching, sweet, small town. We did a shamanic journey yesterday, my babe and I, my photographer and I, and we each had sort of, I think, beautiful revelations in the journey. Mine was to trust this universe, this experience, this relationship, this offering process, just giving connection and love as best I can into the world. And it's interesting that that would happen. At the same time, my babe is having the experience of dancing, that she saw birds' butts moving the way these beautiful birds here move, to remind her to keep dancing with life.
Why
keep
you
that
ask
bright
what
spirit.
to me? Her. Right here. Talk to me.
Well, I'm talking to these humans, and you're back there doing your job, and it's happening in a place where a really traditional religious healing is being promulgated. There's a gathering of all these people from around the world to be healed here at the John of God complex, and it's traditional. It's not about shamanism, except he's a shaman. It's not about spirituality in the same sense of the current Western version of spirituality, and yet it's totally spiritual. The idea of trying to put up separations and barriers between what's going on here, from the sunrise to the beautiful sunsets, is the illusion I think this place has been really effective at helping me lose. It's all connected. We're all connected. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to worry about. Connection and love. Home is everywhere we go. In the warrior work with the Mankind Project, there's a whole notion of the axis mundi, a line that runs from heaven to earth that connects us and everyone around it during the weekend. And I'm beginning to realize that never leaves, that sense of connection is always there. I allow it to be there in my life, in our relationship. Would you turn the camera around on yourself so everyone can see how beautiful you are in the
I
moment?
can't, but I can do another beauty here. This is the beauty.
Just look at that. Look at that. How can I forget the connection that we are all in the middle of? There she is.
I don't think that was quite beautiful. But this is gorgeous.
And then the sunrise.
Yeah. This is always gorgeous every morning. No matter what's happening in the world, the sun is rising every morning.
Everywhere, all the time. It's rising somewhere all the
Despite.
time. Despite all of the illusions, my bride and I do work with people, and a lot of times she is so brilliant at helping us see how what I love and what I fear really are coming from the same place. And the fear is always my ego illusion that something's wrong, it's not enough, I don't have, I'm wounded, all this stuff that causes this part of me to not believe. If I really examine it, it wants the same thing as the part of me that I think is right and righteous and wants to have the perfection of the world come true in our lives. So that's what we're getting out of being in Brazil, and it's convincing us that traveling the world, the more we travel, the more we feel at home everywhere we go, the more we are fed by the sweet spirit of people. Panama, Brazil, Hawaii, Europe and Africa. It's there's sweet people everywhere, and we all want this same sense of connection, love, and
Sweet
being
people
at home.
everywhere, greedy people everywhere, unjust people everywhere, violent people everywhere, scared people everywhere. People are everywhere.
What she said.
Yes. And we all want love and connection. At the end of the day, there is nothing else that anybody wants. Yet we try to get it through all the means that take us away from what we want. Isn't it amazing? Human nature. I saw that you had a little conversation this morning. I think this morning you posted on Facebook something around Remind me, your post was about Christian.
Oh, it was a
Say,
beautiful.
the
Yeah, it was
whole
a
idea
beautiful
of
quote.
saving the world at
Beautiful
some point of
quote
life.
comes from one of my favorite muses is a guy named Rob Brezhny, who does an astrology column called Free Will Astrology. Rob is just brilliant. And his post was about how all the various religions predict the coming of a savior, someone or something to save us. And his assertion was that he imagines that all of that is, as most cultural events, pointing to our inner world, and that savior has to come from in us. The savior is me practicing my pleasure stretch, doing what I know needs to be done, stepping through all of the processes to get to that place of home, love, and connection in me, and then that leads my inner world to blossom and be brighter and be better, so that then as I step into this bigger outer world, the red road, it manifests in ways that actually make a difference positively in my world and the world of others. So we're our own saviors. There's nobody coming.
There's absolutely nobody coming. It's all there is. And the world of contrasts will never disappear. It always remains. It will take different forms, but the world of contrast will always remain. It's impossible to have the world of peace and transcendence and tranquility because it's opposite to the nature, to the law. Everything has opposites. Everything is the field of play for contrast.
It was
and that's
dark.
what we live in illusion of, that there will be something and somehow everything becomes perfect. But the perfection is illusion. Yet we can see everything as perfect.
It's perfect already in the sense
contrast.
that it was dark a minute ago, now it's light. Both are great. And this is the savior for me in many ways.
The sun?
This big guy comes every morning and turns darkness to light, makes it warm, makes the plants grow, keeps us from freezing to death. It is as powerful and perfect a savior as we have, and missing it, missing every sunrise, missing every sunset, we miss out on the remembering of the perfection we already have.
And we already are, with all of our little imperfection. And people, I so amused by that. People think when awakening comes big enlightenment. There is the whole movement these days, the hunt for enlightenment. People assume that the fear disappears, the greed disappears, emotions disappears, and all I will feel is good. It's just such a wonderful illusion. What will happen? We disappear in a way. We disappear, the ego will not be as active, it will not be identified, everything is I and mind, and that's what I want, and what that will soften up. But the nature of human is such that emotions still will remain. The reactions, the old triggers, we are still living in this body, and it's a magnificent gift. Otherwise, how would we perceive this beauty? With what eyes would we perceive this magnificence? Just look.
Indeed, like in the men's work, every time someone says, I see such power and presence and whatever, elder wisdom in you, and the only wise thing to do is recognize that person is projecting their goal, their vision of what is beautiful onto you, and so that's kind of what we do in the world. And for us to see beauty means it's also important for us to recognize it's coming from a place that can see beauty. To see is to be, and
because the beauty is all there is.
That's all there is. Well, you point out that last time I went to beauty is all there is, and there's this and this and this and all the other things as well. There's ugly, but
and it's a matter of perception.
But I stop seeing it as ugly versus beauty to the degree I clean the mirror and the vision shield to recognize that it just is what it is, and that's beautiful.
And it's a matter of perception. and the angle from which we perceive. Closer we get to it, the ugly looks ugly. What we point as ugly looks ugly. Further away we step back and develop this eagle view, where we see more of all of it, more of the dance of life. We see all contrast together, and when it comes together, then the perception turns into, oh, that's how beauty looks like.
Yeah.
That's how love looks like.
Beauty has ugly in it. Like the whole, most indigenous cultures always put a mistake in art to remind themselves that there's always a mistake in everything. And that's what makes it beautiful. Or the Japanese tradition of when you break a vessel, you fill it with a gold filling or paint the filling gold so that you're reminded that it's the flaws and mistakes that make life the blessing it is.
And there is no mistakes in life. Here, there is absolutely no mistakes.
Thanks for joining us for the sunrise this morning.
Yes, good morning world. It's 5:30 of the morning. It's already probably 6 by now.
6:15 probably,
Oh,
because the sun's
6:15
about
now.
to come up.
So good morning. Much love to you. And much love to you.